So, where I am? Okay. So we understood the very basic elements of Python yesterday. Okay, what is a string? So string is a group of characters in Python. The strings are a text, information, message, all is almost be everything is be represented in the single quotes. So to in Python, we have a mechanism to print a message or display a message. We have print is a function or a keyword is used to print a message or a text. So each, and this is your console or a Jupyter notebook where you are practicing or learning your Python. When it comes to printing any messages, we use a print statement and your text. So these all these called as code cells. Look at these, I am each and highlighting, these called a code cells. Okay. So usually we write a valid Python script in each code cell, and this is called a run button. Using the run button, you're executing the script, you return the each cell. So that's what we learned yesterday. Let me send, it is first time we take a time, it is building a machine now. So we are not done any local installation. Yes, none of you installed locally. You're all trying out in Google Colab. That is where the machine will be developed or created, where Python will be hosted, and it is creating environment for you. That's what you see. Now environment is created, you're able to run the program. My screen is not shared.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
fine. So it's not necessarily in each code cells you write only one valid Python scripting. You can write multiple statements. We can write a, you have a, it's only one cell, one statement. You have multiple statements, you can write it. So one more thing I just told you, there is something called section or heading you can create. So you go to here, something, and one more thing is you can have these arrow buttons here. Look at here. This editor is very friendly. Using these arrow buttons, you can move your cells up and down. Okay. So I wanted to add a section here where whenever you write a notes, you write a clean heading is. For that, we have something called here section. Go to section and write something here, basics of Python. How text will come, let's see what will happen. Okay, now I got it here. This cell I wanted to move beginning of the file. You have arrow button here. Just go. Look at here, you can have this cell, see. You can create a section in each nodes. You can create a, this is how you disciplinely maintain your nodes. Same way we can maintain here. Okay, basics of the Python. First statement you written in each cell, one statement. In each statement, multiple statements you can write. And whenever you want to execute the shortcuts we use, Control Enter is also one of the shortcut you can use to execute the cell within this. So by many mistake, you do a mistakes, it is not a valid Python command, it throws an error. What is the syntax errors? Please remember, one more thing is you learn Python by looking at the errors also. You should not ignore the errors. Looking at errors, there is a lot of information to learn. It says here syntax error. Whenever you get an error, that means whatever the code or script you written here, it's not a valid one. That's why you're getting a syntax. It's called grammatical errors. Syntax error called grammatical errors. That means it is not a valid Python command. You can also see the line is highlighted here. This is a line throwing an error. You need to fix it. And also it shows here. Look at here. It is clear. Only thing is you need to have a patience and read what is happening. See, is a highlight line is highlighted. Line is also given here, and there is a caret like caret cap symbol. It shows here. This is a place we have an error. Just go and close your brackets and run it. But it will not tell whether you're missing brackets or colon. It shows indication where an interpretation is not happening, where it is not understanding your command. Okay. So not necessarily every time you use a print statement, you can use multiple statements separated by comma. You can use, see here, one statement, one print statement, two statement, two print statements here, multiple statements in a single Python. Just run it, then you are going to get a word. Okay. And only thing you need to understand is each one should be separated by comma, comma, comma. So we also understand what are the comments. Comments are the lines ignored by the Python. Example, I want to use some information to you. I return some information in the cell. If I try to run, it throws an error because these are all not valid Python comments. They're all only English statements I written for you for your understanding, nothing else. So in this sense, what we should do, I want to leave it for your information. I'm going to comment, select all the lines, controls backslash or question mark. Look at here, all the lines are get commented out. The line you want to down comment, run this. This is only the valid Python command. Here I use multiple operators. Each one is separated by comma. So what is this way of printing the message? I'm not using the print statement. What is that meaning? What is this way of printing a message?
Display method.
Display method. You're not using here. When you're using a display, only the last expression will be lost, output will be displayed. So when you have multiple display messages, only the last one will come. That's the reason you want multiple expressions output. Either you print them all or print them using the display method using the separated by comma. If you do not separate it by comma, definitely you're getting an error because Python doesn't understand the syntax. So we need to be very careful. Whenever two equations or expressions or sentences, you should be properly put a separator. Otherwise, Python will not able to understand it. Clear about this? So I made it bit of more elegant way of writing it. Go ahead. Clear or question? Clear or question? You have a question or a concept is clear? Okay.
Concept is
So,
clear, sir.
Clear, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
Here output is just coming. You doesn't know which expression is giving which output. What I'm going to do is I'm making a clear print statement, constructing statements. See how I'm constructing. Result of addition is equal to, this is your statement. See, this is called, we also call literals. Constant strings are also called literals. You print 100 times, you are going to set the same value. So we call literals. These nomenclature also you should learn along with the programming. The terminologies, nomenclature should also be used. You have to learn it. That's why you are going to impress your interview. So this is called the literals, string literals, because it's constant string separated by comma and your expressions or equation. Okay. So I written mainly yesterday, result of the multiplication, result of a subtraction, division. There on it. So did I give an assignment? Did you do this one? I asked you to construct this patent for these operators. Did you do or not?
Yes, sir, will do.
Will do or you did?
Yes, sir, we did.
So why you did not paste it in a
Done, sir.
chat?
Done.
Okay, you have to paste in a chat. Okay. Fine. So you have to, once you done your assignment, put that in a chat. Let you also, me also see, other people also see what you have done. Okay. You have to do this assignment same way. You need to construct your operator. So when you have an expression having multiple operators, can go very slow. Don't worry. So people might be knowing already these concepts, but you need to wait till other people's also come to your face. So what we have here? What we have here? We have multiple operators. We have, then how the problem is going to solve? Okay, in the previous example, have only one operators. Now have multiple operators. Then how this operator is going to be get solved? Okay, what is the way to get solved?
Brackets.
Where is brackets? They don't have any brackets now.
Division, sir.
BODMAS rule. Okay.
Division multiplication.
BDMAS, BODMAS we have. So in this, according to this, division come first. E stands for exponent. Exponent is your power. Okay. Followed by this, first you understand this much. Division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. This is your division come first. Division done. Then multiplication happens. Okay, multiplication happens. Then your addition is done. So whenever you have multiple equations, or sorry, multiple operators, according to BODMAS rules is going to be solved. But I wanted to do addition first because it's called operator precedence. Operator, what are the operators we have? Precedence. What are the operators we have? These are your operators. Okay. So by default, it is going to take an operator precedence as division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So, but you wanted to override, example, same equation, I get other output. Let's see. I want to do addition plus, rather than if you use this one, division is going to first, then multiplication, but I want to do an addition plus. So whenever I wanted to override the operator precedence, I am putting across the brackets. So because in the bit muscles, what comes first? Bracket comes first. B stand for your bracket. Okay. So what are the equations you have within a bracket will be solved, then it will be, see, same equation I have, same operators I have, but you're getting a different output because of the operator precedence. So I write one more thing. What is happening here? Anyone can tell quickly? So according to this, bracket is going to solve first. Then what happened next? We have two operator, division, multiplication. Division takes plus, then multiplication is happening. So same now, let's see, I put another way. So what is happens now? You get the same output or different output?
So different
Entirely
outputs, sir,
different,
first of all.
because it does the brackets opens of the brackets, does the addition, multiplication, and it's going to division. So this is why you see the difference. So we need to be bit careful about whenever using the multiple operators in our equations, expressions. Please, guys, programming language Erlang is very easy, but you need to express in your own words, equations, expressions, operators. These are the things you should learn. This simply will not come. Either you need to read a textbook or you need to listen our videos again and again. Otherwise, it will not come, because that should go in your ears. I'll also give you a good textbook soft copy for Python to study. You start reading that book also and watch the video one more time, so that will become more habitual about these terminologies. You hear these terminologies again and again, so you also start speaking the same terms. Clear about this? Okay. So now very important concept I want to teach. See, I want to create one more. This is one of the section I wanted to end. I want to create a new section. What I'm going to do? Keep the mouse here, go and add a new section. Okay. Let's say here variables. Let's understand what are the variables. Anyone knows what are the variables?
Yes,
See
sir.
here. So now I'm going to clear this. See, nice. No, you can close your all the previous examples and you start the new chapter. Okay, what are the variables?
Variables are just like containers which store some information.
You are which batch, man? Already you are already from my previous class.
Yes, sir. I am in previous class.
Who are you? Who is this?
Guru Raj Kumar, sir.
Which batch you are in?
Sir, yesterday I attended demo class. Sir.
Okay, first batch. Like I have another so many batches. This word will not come easily. Containers will not come. So I thought you use this guy already talking containers. Okay. So what are the variables? Anyone else?
Variables are nothing but that store some information.
So variables are the placeholders. Example, I have 10 students. So example, I have a student named Guru. I want to save this name. Okay, Guru. See again, one more thing I want to tell here, some of the basics here. Okay, example, we also use string as a double quote notation, not only single quotation. So example, your string itself has let's connect. We use let's connect. This is the string. In the string itself, you already have one single quote, correct? So what will happen now? I put a single quote across this string. So Python is getting confusion here. String is getting ended here and still also continue here. Whenever you have a special character like this, single quotes already within the string, you use a double quote notation to represent the string. This also allowed. Usually in Python, the most preferred way to represent the string is the single quotes. Okay. So, but your string already has a data itself already has a single quotes. Then you represent the data using the double quotes. That you need to remember. Otherwise, you try to write it, it throws an error. See, because it's getting string getting is ended here. Because within that you already invalid syntax. So that's the reason whenever you have already your data has, but you cannot use opening with a double quote and closing with a single quotes. No, always use the same. Oh, always you should use same. Start with the double quotes, ends with the double quotes. Start with the single quotes, ends with the single quotes. Okay, so clear. So let's move on to the concept called variables. Okay. So what are the variables? I have so many students. I wanted to store that information. Example, Guru. It is just a information is print and lost. It just is printed and lost it. But I wanted to really save this information at some time. I wanted to refer. So here I wanted to refer the student name. Again, I need to print Guru. Instead of that, this information I want to hold it in one place. That placeholder we call them as a variables. Variables are the placeholders holding the information. Example, how to create a variable in Python? Let's say name is equal to Guru. There are so many things to understand here. Slowly we'll understand. I'm using a single quote, a single equals. What does that meaning? This is equal called assignment operator. You're assigning a value. This is a value. This is a variable. What are the variables? Variables are the placeholder. As of now, the definition is getting changed over the time. But as of now, you just remember names is a variables. Variables are placeholder. Variables are the placeholders. So what is the value within the variable? How to print it? As you printing the any literals or a constant, you also print the name. It is going to get the value it is saving. So here two things you need to understand. This is a value or a data or information. This is the variable, and this equal is called assignment operator. What is assignment? Assignment operator is nothing but assign means what? What is meaning of assignment?
Which represent the
Giving.
value.
No, not represent. Assignment is giving, not representing. Assignment means giving a values to a variable is called assignment. I am using a single quote, single not quote, single equals. Single equals gives values to a variable. This is a variable. So once a variable is holding the value, any point of view in your program, you can refer it. You need not to remember what is the data or information. One more example is Guru is brilliant, is learning Python. Okay, don't worry about the spell mistake. Now this whole information have been saved in one of the variable. If you are not save this information in the variable, whenever you wanted to refer to that data, you need to type it again and again. So much information you need to type it again and again. So variables are the placeholders or kind of an containers. They're holding your data. So this is what the best example or use case of the name. You keep the data in one place, one variable name. That variable name represent your entire data, not necessarily within the cell. Any of your cells within your program, you refer it, whatever the value you have having it that variable, it is going to represent. Clear? So this is assignment operator and this is a variable. Any question here? What are the variables and what is the assignment operator? Let's slowly say there is no rush. Okay, even though it is very simple concept, let's learn slowly for over a time so that you will not make these mistakes or your concept will be clear. Clear? Any question? Let's say, am I audible or not? Yes, say no. Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're audible.
At least say yes. No, what happened? I get confused. The problem is I lost in between. No, I need to repeat it one more time. So, so I have a age. Age is about 25. Place is about say Bangalore. Okay, he's I don't know where he's from. Guru. Asana.
Sir, understood, sir.
Where are you from?
Sir, from Karnool, sir.
Karnoola. Oh,
I'm from Karnool.
AP. Okay. So proud of AP. Yeah, someone saying background AP. Okay. So now let me say name, age, place. Okay. So this is what the variable and how to get the variable out. How to get the see whenever you represents a variable, it is going to fetch the data. It is underneath storing. So what is name storing? This is information. Name is saving. Age is a variable. It's storing this. Place is when it's storing it. Clear about this? What will happen when example I'm going to give another value to a variable? What will happen? So what was the age value now? It is 25. I'm going to reprint all these variables again one more time. So if already having a whole, the variable is already having a value. If you reassign a value or you put one more time the value, it is going to overwrite your previous value with a new value. So this is called overwriting. It is overwrites. So it is not going to see. One more thing is variables can hold only one value at any given time. That is the fundamental things you should always be remembered throughout your journey of the programming. A variables are the placeholder at any given time. They can hold only one value at any time. Do any possibility can I hold two values to the age variable? Nevertheless, is impossible. There is a concept called containers or arrays. That point you can have more than one value under one variable name. But as a single variables that can hold only one value at a time. If you try to put another value to the existing variable, it removes the old value and it puts the new value. Please remember that is double star. This question I ask again and again, what is a variable? Can hold at max, hold only one value at any time. This is a very, very fundamental thing you should be understanding. That's why we concept called containerization and all. Some need only one value at any time. Okay, so clear. So if you try to put another value, it is going to overwrite it. When the try to put another value into that, whenever we assign new value, when I write lot of comments, see this just for information, writing lot of comments. So you should also write your own notes daily. Then only will make practice. Otherwise, it's not like you if you are sending a notes, you're just clicking this button, it will run in front of you only. You only were making a practice. I told you yesterday you need to open a new notebook. Okay, so you need to type here. Looking at my notes, you should also parallelly type your notes and practice. How am I doing a notes? You should also make a notes in your own words. Don't follow my words. You follow your own words. Put it here, type it here. Okay, then only we'll learn. Otherwise, it's very difficult to remember over the time. So whenever new value given is assigned, old value get overwritten. Overwritten means it is erase the old value and previously old new value is be given. Okay, clear about this? What are the variables? Any questions about the variables? What are the advantage of variables? Let me put, I did not discuss about what are the variables. Anyone can explain now?
Variables are just like placeholders which can hold only one value at a time.
Exactly, very good, perfect answer. Okay, so next I am talking about variables are done. I am talking, I'll create one more section. Let's see, I create one more section. I'll put this something called data types. These are all fundamental things we should learn. Data types. Let's see, anyone knows what is data type? Anyone knows what is data type?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Classification of data items.
Data item, classification of data item. Okay.
Data type, there are strings, integers, float. These are all data types.
Okay. So we have three different type of data we have. You can see here itself. I have a string. What is this number? Is a whole number, doesn't have any decimals, fractions. And what is this one? It has a fractions. There are different kind of data we have. The kind of data represents data type. What is the kind of data it is? String data type, integer data type, float data type. So this is kind of data represents a data type. That's all. See, you need not to go with the textbook answers. So and try to answer, express in your own words. That's where the interviewer, because when you try to express in your own words, that comes to your conceptually, you knows the concepts. That's what you are explaining. You go with the textbook words, is not easy to express. So learn in your own words. That's for me, data type represents kind of data. Is it correct or not? But you don't find this sentence or expression or in your textbook. So you need to learn from your own words. Data type represent kind of data. What is the kind of a data? String data type, integer data type, float data type. So let's write it. Kind of data or type of data is kind or a type of data represents data type. Clear? So let's see how to find a data type of a variable or any number or anything. You have a, for that you have a keyword called type of a name. Let's say type of type of age, and type of, we have something called salary. Let's see, it is shows here integer strings booleans. Integer strings means, so you do not have a character in, what is the meaning of a character? One thing, one character, this one string is represented as a character, but in Python we do not have character. Everything is a string, including one character is also called string. There is no data type called char. These are the called native or a primitive data types. So there are the native or primitive data types. So have an integer, float, strings, and there is no char data type. Okay, these are the some of them. So now you are hopefully understanding, close by, nearby understanding what is a variable, what is a data type. How to find a data type? Not necessarily you can find data type of a variable. You can also find data type of a value also. What is the value of data type of a value? 1, it is an integer. You can also find a data type of a float. Yes, you have a float, you can also find. Okay, clear about this?
Sir.
Okay, so next, you heard about booleans. What are the booleans we have?
True, false conditions.
True and false. So this is kind of an output of an expression. Are you reading? Yes. Are you writing? No. So this is called true falses. So we have two such cases. We have values data types we have in Python, Boolean data types. You'll understand when more example comes. Data types. We have only two types. We have this is called true, and we have a false. So look at here how true is represented. It's called camel capitals. Titles, what means the starting character was only the uppercase, remaining all in the lower cases. So this is how the Boolean values represent. Is it true? Let's see what is the type of this. Let's see type of true and type of false. It says bool data type. Bool stand for Boolean data type. Now we understand some of the basic data types we have. Integer. Most of the data in the real world is mostly text. 80% of the data sits in the form of a text. Text represent in the form of strings. Next is a whole numbers. We have an integers. Then we have decimals called floats. Then you have a something called Boolean data type. We have another complex data type, date data type. So don't worry, with date data type is a different things I'll teach in the end. Other than this, these are the data types is enough as of now to learn. Okay, clear? Let's see anything you wanted to understand. See, very nicely coming notes is coming very nice. See, so whenever you wanted to read particular section, go and click that section. Section will open. After reading, close it. Go to next session. Open and read it. Go to next section. That's it. Clear? Concepts are clear? Okay. Now. Okay. Someone is talking. I'm not able to listen. Okay. So let's go to the next topic, something called relation operators. Again I put one more section. Sometimes I usually don't write so cleanly. I have a time now. I'm writing. You so we have a relational operators. What are relational operators we have? The very fundamental things we should know everyone before going to next. Relational.
Sir, greater than, equal to.
Okay. Relation means relative.
Great.
Relative operators. Correct. What else we have? Let me close
Greater
this
than,
one.
equal to.
See how
Not
to create
equal.
SLC. So you guys did not finding any difficulty operating this editor S. So you wanted to add more cells. Come here. You get it here. See, it will add more cell. You wanted to delete. You have a delete here option. You want to move arrows here. Delete here. Okay. So we had to explore a bit of it. So what are the operators we have? As I said, someone we have an equal
Greater
operator.
than-
Why you don't equal first? We have an equal operator. Equal, then equality, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Then we have something not equal to. See, I wanted to comment all those lines. What we have to do, select all of them, control, question mark or backslash. It's like comments out all the lines. That's it. Okay. So let's understand how this relation operators was. I have a two variables, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. So what are the variable data type? What are the variable data types? A, what is the data type of A? Int, yes, because it
Integer.
Mhm. Now I'm going to compare A is equal to B. A is equal to B or not?
Not, sir.
True. A
Not
is equal not equal to B.
Not equal to B. That means these relation operators always give values boolean as an output, true, false. If it is really pass, this condition is passed, then they are going to return true. Otherwise, it is going to return. These all the relation operators always returns boolean data type as an output, boolean values as an output. If it is not true, correct, A is not equal to B, run it, it shows false. What is a false data type? False is a boolean data type. Whenever this check or expression is passed, it is going to give a true, otherwise it is going to give false. Let's say A is not, please remember one more thing. What is this and what is this? Don't get confused. What is this one? This is assignment operator, assigning the value of B to A. I'll come back to that later. Okay, before going to that, I'll do one more. I'll take some more classes, add points here. I have a two variables. Okay, I wanted to create, this is a different way you can create a variables and assign a value to that. Okay, this is creating two variables with a two different set of variables, values, A comma B. So, but I wanted to create, see, just guys, I am not going to write again new cell. Okay, let me write in the new cell, fine, for your few days. So this is a two variables, two different set of values, clear? Now I wanted to have a three set of variables, all of having the same value. A is equal to, B is equal to, C is equal to 10. Let's see what is the variables you have. All will having the same value, 10, 10. This is a very easy way to create. So what is the other way to have an option? Like this, you had to create A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10. Instead of doing that, what we can easy way is, we can use this option also. A is equal to B is equal to C. All your three variables will be having the same value. Okay, so this is a one value, two variables, two different values, three different variables having the one value. You can ask me, sir, I want to have three variables of three different values. How to create? Example, A comma B comma C. Each one will have different values, 200, 100, 200 and 300. This is a different way to create it. Now each one variable have a different set of values. Clear this concept? Any question here?
No, sir.
See guys, again I'll just pause 1 minute. Resume the recording. Okay, so we have created different ways creating the variables. One variable with one value. Please again remember, at any time variables can hold only one value. The moment you put a new value, the new value will, old value will replace with a new value. So this is a way you can create three different set of variables, the three different set of values. Clear?
Screen is not sharing.
So yeah, sometimes what happened, network issue is gone, it is goes out of my sharing and it gets unmuted itself. Okay, clear? Variables you understood, different ways to create the variables. Okay, and we also understood the data types. Data types represent a kind of a data it is, and relation operators we learned. So relation operators here equals, double equals, not single equals. See, now you say A is equal to B, what will happen? Value of A will also be assigned to B. You have to be very careful about, this is not a relation operator. What is it operator is called? Assignment operator. It is assigning the value of B to A. Both are representing the value 20. This is a common mistake we made. Whenever you want to compare a values, compare the variables, you need to use double equals to. This is called comparison, comparator. A is equal to B, then it is going to say true or false, because not equal to B. So A is not equal to B. A is not equal to B. That is true or false? It is true. A is not equal to B. So A is less than B and B is greater than A. A is less than 5. Sorry, A is less than 100. B is greater than 20. So these are different. Or A is less than or equal to 10. B is greater than or equal to 10. But all your expressions, the relation operators we have, is results as only the true, false, true, false, true. Boolean values will be resulted, nothing else. Clear about it? Any
Yes, sir.
question?
Sir.
So all of you going to do what today? You have to find your 3 hours. Where that 3 hours is getting lost? You need to come and tell me, where did you find that 3 hours in your life? Let me talk about tomorrow. So you need to find that 3 hours where it is hiding. Okay, because if you are not given 24 hours, then I wouldn't have this formula. But everyone has got given 24 hours, so that you need to find your time. Let's see where to find, how to find. I don't ask, I will ask tomorrow. About relation operators is clear. Any question about the relation operators? So one more example I need to write here, so that assigning a value from one variable to other variable. Okay, this is what is the example I want to write. Assigning what happened. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 200. So when you say A is equal to B, see, assigns the value of A to B, sorry, B to A. Both the variables will having the same value, 200. Okay. 5 minutes. Okay, clear? Any more questions here? Okay, we'll stop it. I don't want to rush. I want to go very smooth. Don't worry. The time comes, we'll accelerate. Now last one I want to talk about logical operators. Okay, create a section. We call logical operators. What are the logicals?
And or
And yeah. So you wanted to do multiple checks. Example, where did it go? Oh, it has so many. I want to. Yeah, 1 minute, please. Yeah, we'll stop here. Let's stop here. Let's not conclude. You practice all those things. Come back tomorrow. I'll finish. There is something called input operator. I'll finish all of them. Then we go to input operator. Then that's it. We are going to learn. Yeah, tomorrow we'll learn some more basics items. Please practice all those things. Don't think, oh, you're teaching very less. This is what you need to. Appetite is only so much this today. This itself is to. One more thing, you need to listen the video one more time. Otherwise, audio, whatever the recording I pass, you must watch. You should be able to observe the words, keywords, what I'm talking. Then only you are able to express yourself. Okay, watch the video, practice this. Surely we'll meet tomorrow same time. Okay, then slowly we'll move the classes towards 8:30 or 8. Okay, so that we can spend more time. See you then tomorrow. Okay, I'm getting late to office. That's why.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
thank you.